Hello and welcome to beautiful Cudahy, Wisconsin. It's the 2017 Hard Knocks Road to Gold Boys Final. We saw the girls go. This is going to be a great final here this afternoon, Phil.
Well, and of course, 9 games of qualifying earlier today, and of course, who's on top again? Brent Boho. Gee, there's a surprise this summer. 5 for 5 in championship finals for Brett this year. He's going to be in championship matches. He's only won one of his first 4. What's he going to be able to do to pull out this 5th match and get a second championship of the season? He's got to go through a couple other opponents to find out.
Now, the thing about this tournament and this finale is that Brent got to pick the oil pattern between short, medium, and long.
Yeah, we'll find out what oil pattern he's chosen. Something tells me he did really well on the short earlier today. Led the first round of qualifying on that short by over 100 pins. That might be the pattern we see, Van.
We'll see with all that rev rate, who knows. But we will find out in just a little bit. Motion Plus Lanes, Carrie Catania, the entire crew is here. We are ready to go with our opening match next year from Motion Plus Lanes in Cudahy, Wisconsin.
My first mission, defuse a bomb. My next mission, rescue hostages. Then, I was chosen to protect a VIP. All that, not even a scratch.
Hard Knocks is the world's largest indoor combat simulation arena. Experience real-life combat situations with realistic weaponry using no projectiles. Come to Hard Knocks and choose your mission today.
Are you ready to play? Hard Knocks, beyond laser tag, your indoor war.
Why do we have so many of our televised tournaments at Castle Lanes? Because we love being part of the wild side of bowling. If you're ready to get in touch with your wild side, go to castlelanes.com.
All right, here we go. Let's go. We have a packed house today. On behalf of all of us here at Motion Plus Lanes and all the bowlers across the country, we'd like to thank our nurses, doctors, our first responders, our fire department, and especially our police department. Thank you for all you do for us. We applaud you.
The always energetic Carrie Catania. Look at that energy, Phil.
Always gets these matches started here at the center of Motion Plus Lanes. And you know, you wouldn't be hard-pressed to believe it, but his wife, Jean, has a lot of energy. She just shows it in a different fashion when she's out here keeping the center running, getting everything going here for the league bowlers. League play getting ready to start here again at Motion Plus Lanes. And we're going to get started with some tournament action here.
Yeah, 2017 Hard Knocks Road to Gold Boys Final begins. Our opening shot.
Billy Hibbard, wide right for Mr. Hibbard.
And that ball did not read at all. That just kept on assailing, even on the short oil pattern.
Yeah, 3 patterns they bowled on in qualifying, similar to what the young ladies did at our last show. The short pattern, 36 feet in length, medium was 40, long was 43. And this 36-foot short pattern chosen by our top seed, Brent Boho. Brent seems to go towards the short pattern for his style of play and how he likes to play the lanes. And as a top seed, you got to use whatever tools you can to your advantage.
Boho with that unique two-handed style. You would think with all of that rev rate, he'd pick something a little bit more hefty, but the short pattern it is. That's what we are dealt here.
And here's the man who finished second last year in our Road to Gold Boys Final. That's Jeremy Hodgson, and Hodgson starts off with a big strike. Hodgson, no stranger to the short pattern as well. He was the number 2 qualifier this morning on that short pattern after our initial qualifying block.
And like you said, no stranger here to the telecast, whereas sometimes nerves are a factor here, but with both Billy and with Jeremy here, that's not even a factor.
No, you can see Jeremy using urethane, that ball really easing off the end of this 36-foot pattern. He has plenty of ball speed to make sure that ball has hitting power at the pocket. That time, though, a little too tentative at release for Hodgson, and goes through the nose, leaves the baby split. Should have about a 75% chance of picking this up. Just get the ball to the left side of the 2-pin and have it bounce into the 7-pin.
Are we in a tale of 2 lanes already, Phil? Are we using 2 different balls?
No, that just for that was spare right there. You just went to polyester. You saw the ball didn't hook at all and just went right into the 7-pin. No, Hodgson was using the same ball on each lane, and so was Hibbert during practice. I don't see that changing anytime soon. Billy just needs to bring the nerves down a bit and just watch the ball speed. Make sure you project it pretty straight out on the lane. Anytime you try to belly it, that's a little extra energy the ball has to use to get back to the pocket. And a much better shot by Hibbert right there.
Hibbert, 2014 mixed doubles winner, won the Sean Yonan tournament in Sheboygan in 2015, and like he's been here before, Phil.
Yeah, and he's going back for his sophomore year at St. Ambrose University. Our top seed Brent Boho going back as a junior, so they should once again be a very strong team during the collegiate season. One would expect them to make a run towards the intercollegiate team championships this year. And once again, Hibbert not letting that ball out properly out of the lane. That time pulls it left, and you see the frustration on his face. He knows he threw it bad. No other way about it.
Yeah, Jeremy in the same situation as well. That wasn't a ball change for Jeremy. That was a miss at target. Same story here for Billy, and you can see the disappointment there.
Yeah, so he'll switch to the polyester ball, go straight at that spare, and actually, no, it's a resin ball.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was polyester. That was polyester.
It moved a little bit. Not too much oil
Yep.
on the short oil pattern that we're on.
Yeah, 24 feet of dry, so even a polyester ball will hook a little bit, and he used that to his advantage. Watch that ball drives through to the 3-pin, and the 3-pin kind of rolls back to the 9. But a spare on the board for Hibbert and an early 12-pin lead thanks to Hodgson's open in the second frame, with Hodgson coming up here in frame 3. And
Boy.
yeah, you see the frustration right there. He goes, wow. And the ball hooked a little more on the back end for him. He could have just gotten a touch slow with it. And once that urethane ball makes this move, you see it's just an even arcing charge to the pocket. But when you're that high in the 1-2 pocket on the left side, 3-pin just goes to the sideboard around the 610. About a 15% chance of Hodgson making it here.
Could save the game. Oh, goodness. What a conversion.
Yes, indeed. And you see the good sportsmanship there by Hibbert, and you got to give credit where credit is due. Hodgson switching balls there and getting that ball to hook across. 6-pin directly into the 8.
Textbook, as they say, Phil.
Absolutely. And that could be the game saver right there. It definitely saves some momentum for Hodgson, and still finds himself down by a dozen pins, but lots of game left here as he's up in frame number 4.
Not to be a pessimist, but that much excitement could really throw you as well. But not the case here for Jeremy.
No. Calm, cool, collected for Hodgson. He's been in this situation many times before. When you're part of the state champions in 2015 for high school, and you finished runner-up in 2017 for the high school team championship Wisconsin, you know what kind of nerves you need to keep under control under pressure.
Nerves of steel is what's required, and some luck, too, and a crossover for Mr. Hibbert.
The facetious patting himself on the back. And, yeah, I think Billy needs a ball change. That's just too aggressive of a piece in his hand right now. Watch how early that ball starts to roll up with it being that reactive resin piece. It's polished, so it's going to have a great deal of friction when it hits the dry.
It's a ball change, not a move of target, not a few boards left.
If it was that ball in my hands, I'd get rid of it. But everyone's comfortable with how they want to throw it. And once again there, you see a little more aggressive with the speed. Easiest way to pick it up from last time on that lane, where he went through the nose, and now, you know, when your average count on the lane is less than 7, it's time to do something. And Hibbert, no gift certificate in the high 5 gear 5th frame, but he needs to really give this spare a shot to stay ahead in the match. He's going to hook over across the front of it.
Oh, almost, for the 19-year-old out of McGuanago.
Yeah, did not miss by much, but now this basically makes the match even at this point in time, with Hodgson stepping up in his half of the high 5 gear 5th frame.
So I open the door for you, you open the door for me. Let's see if Hodgson here can take advantage. 5th frame.
Yeah, he was hoping on that one. You can just tell he knew he leaked it out a little too far to the left. Needed to recover back flush in the pocket. Didn't do it. And when we get to see the replay here in a moment, Van, you'll just see that 4-pin kind of quit in the gutter there.
Yeah.
And not get any effort into the 7-pin.
Looked good. He wanted it. He wanted to slap that one out.
No. Spare right here gives him a 2-pin lead halfway through the game, and he's a quality spare shooter. Don't see him miss many out here on those single pins, and a 2-pin lead for Hodgson. And he's well in place right now in the lane where he wants to be. Hibbard's going to need to find something when he steps up on the lanes next time. Like I said, I'm not happy with the ball reaction. I don't know if Billy has urethane in his bag. If he did, I think that'd be a great choice right now, just to get the ball with a little easier motion off the end of this short oil pattern.
In Billy's arsenal, we asked the bowlers what they are bowling with, and Billy has written down everything.
Well, maybe he will have urethane. It might be a change he might want to go to. He's back talking to his mom, Hall of Famer Danielle Hibbard, giving some advice to young Billy.
See if Hodgson here can convert his spare before we head to the commercial break. And wow, after praising the man about his spare shooting, a rare miss. More of the 2017 Hard Knocks Road to Gold Boys Final continues from Motion Plus Lanes in Cudahy, Wisconsin.
Providing premier equipment sales and services to Wisconsin bowlers since 1973. Check out our Wall of Fame and our current specials at bpsmilwaukee.com.
Welcome back to Motion Plus Lanes in Cudahy, where we fast forward through the action here, Phil.
Yeah, had the bowlers bowl through the commercial break to stay on time. Billy Hibbard, lucky strike in the 6th frame as he went through the nose. Still has problems controlling the pocket in the 7th frame. Leaves the 6-pin on a crossover hit. No problem converting the spare. Problem is for Hibbard, he's down in the match, and his opponent here, Jeremy Hodgson, comes out to extend his lead in the 7th and 8th frames. Big strike in the 7th, matches it with another strike in the 8th frame. Now Hodgson sitting with a 5-pin lead with just 2.5 frames remaining, and the pressure now securely on Hibbard. And Billy has not hit the pocket since the 2nd frame, and he still has that same piece of equipment in his hand.
Has not made that ball change. A little bit of a momentum with the strike and spare, and wow, just through the pins. He is, wow.
Yeah, it's when you're trying to fit the ball into such a small area on the lane, you make the adjustment, you try to do it with speed, and all of a sudden your revs might be off a little bit, and the ball doesn't pick up quick enough. You try to slow down your speed, it insta-hooks to the left, and yeah, Hibbard just in a world of trouble here.
It's just like a punch to the gut there. But maybe a conversion of the spare. Not the case here for Billy.
No, and that leaves him with 128 in the 8th. That's his maximum now, is going to be 188 if he can strike out in the 9th and 10th frames. And right now, Hodgson pacing out in the 180s. So you got to say must strike here for Billy Hibbard to put any pressure on Hodgson.
Billy been struggling on this 36-foot short oil pattern, picked by our tournament leader.
He makes the ball change, a little better response,
but a little too late, unfortunately,
yeah,
Phil.
left the single pin, and I do like the ball choice he went to right there. It's just a matter of now, you can't expect a player like Hodgson to make 2 mistakes in the 9th and 10th frames and give Hibbard a chance to step up in the 10th and maybe do something. Hibbard, odds are, probably won't have that opportunity.
Hello.
At the rate Hodgson's been throwing the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. A hello to his mom, dad, Matt, grandma, the entire Hibbard bowling dynasty.
Well, here's Hodgson working on the double. He's up right now by almost 20 pins and can extend it and pretty much make it match over here if he can strike in the 9th frame. The long 4 steps to the line for Hodgson.
Ball just never grabbed.
Yeah, a little left to target, and with the urethane, it makes that initial move and just kind of eases to the pocket. Good news for Hodgson is that angles like that usually don't result in 2 8-10s.
Right.
For a left-hander, in this case, it would be a 3-7-9. Leaves just a 3-pin, easy spare, move on, get a mark in the 10th, and end the match.
I was going to say that could have been a lot worse for Jeremy. Not direct with the spare. Oh, boy, I thought he missed.
Ease of urethane, no problem. Yeah, he was a little bit to the right of the 3-pin, but now it just basically is for Hodgson. Get a mark and good count in the 10th frame, and he's going to shut out Hibbard. I mean, really, he just needs any mark and 4 pins right now if he strikes on the first ball. A few more pins needed if he leaves a spare attempt here on this first shot in the 10th.
The 17-year-old out of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, strike for the win. There's a game winner right there.
You can't throw it any better than Hodgson did right there. Splits the 8 and the 9 perfectly. Now it's just keep the ball on the lane, and you're going to advance to the semifinal match against a new face on TV with Jordan Chavez coming on board. And you see right there, he knew he peered it out of his hand. All 10 pins vaporized from the pin deck.
Oh, he's keeping score. Bowlers are keeping score. They know what's going on and what's needed here.
And there's your winner right there. More than enough.
And that's where you want to leave it. Surprising, Phil, that he didn't try a different piece of equipment or try a little something different in the fill ball.
That may be his only urethane ball with him. He's not looking for something to be really aggressive off the break point. He's as far left as he can get. And you don't want to have that problem like we saw with Hibbert earlier, where all of a sudden you get it a little inside and it just zooms across the face of the head pin, and you get it a little outside and it doesn't read properly because it burns up too much energy early. So Billy Hibbert going to take home a 4th place $25 Visa gift card. However, not a bad day on the lanes.
Yeah, we've seen him on telecast before. He can obviously bowl. Beautiful, solid pocket strike there.
And he's kicking himself for not making that ball change earlier, because he just used the same ball he did in the 9th frame. You just watch that ball charge beautifully through the pocket, and you just, you see the frustration.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
And unfortunately, sometimes in the modern version of the sport of bowling, it's what you match up with in your hand, and sometimes the right piece can get you a little more ease to the pocket.
So as Billy wraps up his match, Jeremy Hodgson advances to the semifinal match to take on the new guy in Jordan Chavez. That semifinal match next here from Motion Plus Lanes in Cudahy, Wisconsin.
Barbier's Italian Inn, featured in onmilwaukee.com's In Search of the Perfect Pizza in January 2013. Near Miller Park on Blue Mountain Road and on Milwaukee Avenue in South Milwaukee. Providing premier equipment sales and services to Wisconsin bowlers since 1973. Check out our Wall of Fame and our current specials at bpsmilwaukee.com.
How much coffee does that man drink, Phil?
Oh, I don't know. All I ever see him with here at Motion Plus Lanes is water, so it's got to be something in the water here in Cudahy, Van.
That is pure, raw, natural energy from proprietor Kerry Catania. Welcome back to Motion Plus Lanes here in Cudahy, Wisconsin, the 2017 Hard Knocks Road to Gold Boys Final continues. Our semifinal match, and Phil, our newcomer.
Yeah, Jordan Chavez comes to us from across the state line, making his way into our TV finals for the first time, and he's doing the same thing Hodson's doing. He's going with urethane, he's playing the lane straight, but unfortunately, first shot here on TV, a little bit of the nerves, slices through the nose, but the 3-6 should be a fairly easy conversion for Chavez.
18-year-old out of Crest Hill, Illinois, down near Joliet. His home house is Town and Country Lanes.
Quality spare, switches to the polyester ball, cross lane. Get both pins with the ball. Learn from your mistake. Move on. Hodgson. Not the game he was looking for in that opening game at 183, but he kept the ball near the pocket most of the time. A couple errant spare attempts, really the bane of his game in our opening match. I expect him to turn it up a little bit more here.
Like a double bounce at the release, kind of dropped the ball. Maybe a messenger? Nope.
No, too far in front of it. And yeah, Hodgson has a pretty steep launch angle into the lane. You'll see his ball a lot of times do that double dribble. And he's a taller player. He's around 6'4", and not a lot of knee bends. So when that ball goes in the lane, if it's not lofted on the lane, it's going to go down into the lane a bit more. But he's adapted that in his game over time. No problem covering up that 7-pin.
Coached by John and Cher Brunig.
Yeah, the great coaching program they have out at Prairie Lanes in Sun Prairie. And of course, that youth program builds into the powerhouse that is Sun Prairie High School Bowling. And we want to give a shout out to Jeremy's teammate, Andrew Olson. Olson, who won our Top Gun earlier this year here at Motion Plus Lanes for our high school players. Olson won the National High School Singles title in Smyrna, Tennessee earlier this summer. So a little shout out to Jeremy Hodgson's teammate, a young man we've seen on TV a couple times ourselves, that powerful two-hander, Andrew Olson.
Looks like we're reverting to some first game tactics here. Another miss of target on the left lane.
Well, and a little bit too is that with urethane, those bowling balls don't really flare a lot. They roll over the same part of the bowling ball time after time. So the oil from the front part of the lane starts to get transferred towards the back part of the lane, and you got to kind of make quick adjustments on that with urethane. Not as much if Hodgson had a piece of reactive resin in his hand.
Right.
So he could have thrown a good shot on that one and just caught a little bit of carry down, and all of a sudden the ball pushes a little long. 3-9. I think he'll just simply move his feet to the left and use that carry down to his advantage.
Your reactive resins soaking up oil while urethane balls push it out. And a lucky crossover strike here for the newcomer.
Yeah, Chavez not happy with that. And it's more of the track flare, Van. These urethane bowling balls, they really don't flare over different parts of the bowling ball a lot. They usually have pretty tame cores. With reactive resin bowling balls, they have a tendency, you'll see 12, 13, 15 oil bands on your bowling ball with reactive resin with those powerful cores. Well, if the if it's tracking on a fresh part of the lane every time, the oil's not going to get redeposited down lane with the reactive resin ball. With the urethane balls, less track flare, chance to deposit the oil down lane.
Chavez through the nose in his arsenal, the Storm Sherlock, Game Breaker 2 from Ebonite, the Track Cyberg, and a Purple Hammer.
The Purple Hammer definitely in his hand right now, staying with urethane, keeping the ball in play. He knows it's not going to take a high-scoring match to get out of this match into the championship match. You keep the ball in play, leave yourself makeable spares. Maybe your opponent makes a mistake or two, and that's all you need to win a match and move on. Once you get against Brent Boho, he led this pattern by 100 pins over anyone else, so you know you're going to need to fire the big game in the championship match, but you have to get there first.
Boho, the big dog in our summer tour, if you will, here. Seen him on numerous telecasts.
5 for 5 in championship, getting the championship matches for Brent Boho. Unfortunately, he's just 1 and 3 to this point in winning those championship matches, so he's looking to get a little closer to 500 record on that. Hodgson through the nose, so he over adjusts off the mistake on lane 3, and this 2-4-7 not exactly a give me spare. Gotta get all through the ball, moves well right on the lane, no problem, perfect way to cover it up.
Has been able to stay clean here in game 2. He opened the door in game 1 to Billy Hibbard, but I don't think he'll have the opportunity to do that here, Phil, against Jordan.
No, and right now, even if you're a little lost, you got to leave yourself makeable spares. As long as you keep giving yourself the makeables, you're going to have a chance. And you just got to worry about your own game right now, not what your opponent's doing. A little better shot there from Hodgson.
But not able to trip out the 7-pin.
Yeah, 4-pin. Tried to do work on the 7, got in front of it, got behind it, got around it, never touched it. Watch that replay, watch that 4-pin. Even stands back up, and when it tries to fall back into the 7-pin, does so behind the pin. And now stay clean through 4 for Hodgson. You still have a good chance in this match.
Hodgson and that Sun Prairie crew, all the accolades that you were talking about, Phil. A 2015 state champion, 2-time team state champions, a 2017 national team championship as well.
So yeah, Sun Prairie definitely looking to get some redemption over Oak Creek in 2018 for the high school state title for the boys. Oak Creek taking that championship match from Sun Prairie.
I was in Nashville this past summer. That was a lot of fun. Chavez, calm, cool, and collected.
Well, learned from his mistake in that last lane. Really let that ball float out to the right. Knows that ball is going to ease off the end of the pattern. Ball does work. 6 takes out 10. And time for the high 5 gear 5th frame. And he's got that great junior gold jersey from last year on that high 5 gear produced. And now looking to add that $25 gift certificate to his collection.
Cha-ching.
And he picked up his ball speed. He's playing lane 3 a little bit tighter than lane 4. Speed a little faster, line a little more direct, but same result. Packing 10 back in the pocket for Chavez. Big double on the board, and now a big 20-pin lead almost for Chavez, depending on what Hodgson does here in his high 5 gear 5th frame.
As we said earlier, cannot miss. Strike for the cat. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's just ball speed right there. He was a little quick with it out of his hand, and that ball never had the chance to recover. And the one thing he avoided all day was that 3, 6, 7, 9 leave. And you see right there, knows it was off, and you got to give it a run. He's got enough hook on this ball. He can get it across the face.
You're not going for count, you're going for it.
Of course you're going for it,
Are you
man.
kidding me? Come on.
We saw before he was able to get the ball across the 6, 8, 10 in game number 1. And that's the key right there, is you have to get to the right side of the 3-pin, have the 3-pin go into the 7, and have the 6-pin hit on the right and have that take out the 9. Textbook conversion by Hodgson.
Unbelievable.
And he keeps himself alive in this match.
I am bowing down to the split conversion master on this telecast.
Yeah, he's still down right now.
Saved his
By 20
game, though.
pins.
That's a game saver right there. And then you follow it up with a strike. Amazing. More action coming to you from Cudahy. Motion Plus Lanes is the place. It's the Hard Knocks Road to Gold Boys Final.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
Welcome back to Motion Plus Lanes in Cudahy, Wisconsin, as we fast forward through some of the semifinal match here, Phil.
Yeah, Jordan Chavez, his 6th frame, right back in the pocket. Has 3 in a row on the board. Hey, let's make it 4. Let's get a break and cross over and really stick it to our opponent. Now Hodgson knows the pressure's on, throws a quality shot, just gets a little high, leaves the 6-pin. Knew it was huge to get a double at that point in time. Try to stay close. Keeps it clean though, covers up the spare, and then in frame number 8, Hodgson finds the pocket perfectly. 10 back, still in the match, but he's down by 40 pins, and it's going to take some mistakes here from Jordan Chavez for Hodgson to have any chance. Still 220 out there for Hodgson, but unfortunately right now, Chavez pacing at a 220 pace.
4-bagger. 8th frame here for Jordan Chavez, the 18-year-old out of Crest Hill, Illinois. Make it 5.
Oh, parlay that crossover in the 7th frame into really sticking it into your opponent right now, up by 50 pins with just 2 frames to go, and this one almost basically over. Chavez, all he has to do is go mark and mark in the 9th and 10th frames, and there's nothing that Hodgson can do.
Now, this is the lane that he crossed over earlier. Got the break. So there may be something different here.
Wide right.
Oh, goodness.
Wide right, picked up the speed a little bit on top of it to try to overcompensate for his last mistake. And the 2-4-10 standing for Chavez. And right now, just get count. Take the 2. You never know what your opponent's going to do in the 9th and 10th frames. If Hodgson strikes out for 220, that's going to force Chavez to mark in the 10th.
Chavez a split master? No.
Yeah, losing that pin account, especially on a strike now. I mean, he's working on that big string. That leaves him at 203 in the 9th. And if Hodgson strikes out, I mean, then you're looking at having to get 18 pins in the 10th frame to move on. Never the easiest thing to do once in a while. And new life here for Hodgson, but he has to take advantage of that 8th frame strike he just put on the board.
The 17-year-old out of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. He knows what's just been handed to him. Can he take advantage?
Tentative all the way.
Oh,
Pressure
boy,
situation, tentative all the way, Van.
Yanked it. Fell short.
Well, you'd see the timing, the rhythm, the
Yeah.
pace was it just was a bit slow. And as soon as that ball gets on the lane a bit slow, it's going to start making its move past the head pin. So pretty much match over now for Hodgson. Spare here. It's going to leave him with a maximum 200. And yeah, Chavez already at 203. So this one in the books.
Had an exciting conversion of the 3-6-7-9 earlier.
Unfortunately for Hodgson, though, his day is done. Takes home $50 Visa gift card for his efforts today. And, hey, let's add insult to injury.
Oh, boy.
Well, he can take home another $100 Visa gift card here if he can convert the 710. And something tells me after he's reminded of that fact, he's going to try giving it a shot here. I think you'll see him pick up the ball speed just a little bit on that 710 attempt.
Chavez going to bowl through and let Jeremy attempt to convert the 710 for a $100 Visa gift card.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh.
You got to pop out a little bit there.
And the good sportsmanship. That was a heck of a match there, Phil.
Yeah, it was. And Chavez, pretty much online right now. As long as he doesn't try to overthrow the ball. He's got a pretty good line through the front part of the lane, but it's going to be a battle of urethane versus urethane in the championship match. We all know Brent Boho loves to throw urethane on these short patterns. A la Kyle Troop, another good two-hander on short patterns. So we'll have to see how this championship match is going to go between a couple of good friends.
Yeah, the border battle, if you will. Crest Hill, Illinois versus Sussex, Wisconsin as the 2017 Hard Knocks Road to Gold Boys Final Championship match. That's next year.
Barbiere's Italian Inn, featured in onmilwaukee.com's In Search of the Perfect Pizza in January 2013. Near Miller Park on Bluemont Road and on Milwaukee Avenue in South Milwaukee.
All right, here we go. Match of the day. Sounds like a boxing match. Chavez against Boho. Don't forget, coming up, Toys for Tots. Please donate. Last year, almost 24,000. Our goal this season, 26,000. Last year, 67 boxes of toys. Let's see if we can get to 75. Thank you for all your donations. Good luck, guys. Good luck.
Welcome back to Motion Plus Lanes in Cudahy, Wisconsin. I love that man,
3 for
Phil.
3, baby.
Proprietor Carrie Catania, the community outreach through Toys for Tots, doing great things.
Yeah, check out the website, motionpluslanes.com, for all the details on the upcoming Toys for Tots this December. It's never too early to start thinking about those in need at Christmas time, and he's doing it year-round here at Motion Plus Lanes.
Championship match in the Hard Knocks Road to Gold Boys Final. The summer of Boho continues. Solid pocket strike.
Yes, indeed, and Brent Boho has been tearing it up everywhere he's been bowling recently. Midwest Youth Championships in Alexandria, Virginia recently took home that title and a $5,000 scholarship. He's also bowled a couple of PBA regionals. He threw a 300 in a PBA regional earlier this summer as well. So Boho making tracks on the lanes. Chavez almost got that one to come all the way back. That was a couple boards right of where we've seen him all day, and he almost rattled the 7 down, man.
This almost is like a championship fight, Phil. Like Kerry was saying at the beginning, you got Boho, you got Chavez. Chavez with Coach Kevin Coleman down in Illinois doing great things for him.
Well, Chavez knows he's going to need a big game this game. His Boho averaged over 235 on this pattern earlier today, and you don't expect someone like Brent Boho to slow down. He came out with a strike, and now Chavez is already going to probably start having to play catch-up with even just a spare on the board in the first frame.
This is the lane he was having problems on through our semifinal match. Let's see if he's been able to find it and adjust. This looks good.
Yeah, he's needs to move a little farther right on that lane. He's been playing it tighter all day long, but now you have another player with Brent Boho using urethane. We talked urethane pushes oil down the lane. Brett, a much higher revolution player than Chavez. He's going to redistribute that oil faster than Chavez. And Jordan's going to need to stay on his toes here with the transition Boho is going to help create as compared to Chavez by his lonesome.
So Chavez is adjusting accordingly rather than creating his own line. He's reacting to what Boho is leaving behind.
Well, they're generally in the same area of the lane right now, and it's just a matter of you got to watch what your opponent's bowling ball is doing, which Chavez is doing right now, and that could hurt him later on in the match. Urethane is, when you have two players using urethane, and we've seen it even on the PBA Tour, the lanes can start to get a little tricky as the day goes on, as the slight tickle on the 2-pin happens, and you see Boho confused there going like, okay, I wasn't expecting that, I threw it well. Once again, Chavez's shot redistributed just enough oil to make that ball come in 2-pin light. So, same area lane, you really got to pay attention because of what urethane does with these higher concentrations of oil. When urethane came out in the 80s and 90s, there was maybe a fifth of what oil we use nowadays on the lanes being distributed on the lanes back then. So now you have all this oil. It gets moved around a lot more by urethane than back in the 80s and 90s.
Boho. Miss of target here. Got a little speedy, just never read on the short oil pattern.
Yeah, and he knows lane 3 is playing a little bit tighter, and a little bit, could have been a little leak right too on that, looking at the break point on that close-up cam. The advantage we have compared to the players, we can see what that ball is doing at 45 feet. Close up, they don't. They have to look at it from the foul line. And the polyester for the spare, dead on it. Wow, really dead on it, man.
Wow, is right. A rare miss for Brent. I'm, again, not feeling well here, Phil.
Well,
something's not right.
Threw it too good. I mean, just directly on that 3-pin. And, the pins are 12 inches apart at the base. They're about 8 inches apart at the belly. Bowling ball 9 inches wide. You can take out that 2-4 and still leave the 5-pin. And the competitor that Chavez is that blood in the water?
Yep.
I'm a shark, and strikes here in the 3rd frame and get himself right back in this match if he can parlay that strike in the 4th frame.
Future professionals for sure. Jordan Chavez, an 18-year-old out of Crest Hill, Illinois.
He kind of got away with that when you saw the balance of Chavez at the foul line. He kind of fell off to the right. He tried to amp that one up a little bit, and he actually kind of saved himself by what we call coming over the top of the ball. The hand kind of rotates early with the elbow, and it changes the rotation a bit, makes it a little bit weaker, but it was a good thing it was there because Chavez left the target as well. And a big double on the board for Chavez puts him right back in this match.
Puts a little bit more spin on the ball. As Boho bounces back with a lucky strike. He still didn't like that line, though.
Well, he made an adjustment off that first one because he saw how far the ball pushed. So Brent slowed down and let that ball wheel a little bit farther to the right on that shot. Still a little light in the pocket. With his power, though, no problem blowing the 5-pin into the 7. We'll see what adjustments he makes here in the high 5 gear 5th frame. This man, a collection of many high 5 gear jerseys, and he's won a lot of these $25 gift certificates during this Hard Knocks Road to Gold series this summer. And let's just put another one into Brent Boho's pocket.
Cha-ching!
And great way to bounce back after the open frame. And you see Brent made the adjustment off of going light, moved his feet just slightly to the right, let the ball do the work, splits the 8 and the 9 perfectly, and he knows by the time he's up there next time on that lane, he's probably going to move his feet another half board to the right, keep it direct because of the urethane both players are using, and get back into the pocket.
Jordan Chavez trying to step on the gas here, stay alive, and goes straight through the nose.
Once again, timing and balance issues for Chavez are just kind of overthinking the shot, falls off the shot, pulls it through, and not a lot of hold in the middle of this pattern, and you see it slice through, leaving the baby split. He'll recompose himself. He knows he's got to make this spare to stay close. He's only down by 12 pins if he makes this spare.
The baby split converted. He's working hard out there. You can see the sweat glistening.
Yeah, both these players are $100 difference in what they're taking out of here on Visa gift cards in this match. Winner gets $200, the biggest prize of the season here on the Hard Knocks Road to Gold Series. And loser of this match takes home a $100 Visa gift card. And I'll tell you what, all of our proprietors this summer, we couldn't give away these gift cards to the kids without their help. We want to thank all of them for what they've done all summer long.
As Chavez gets the light mixture strike, we'll go to break this championship match. It's Illinois versus Wisconsin, the battle of the teenagers, as the Hard Knocks Road to Gold boys final continues.
My first mission, defuse a bomb. My next mission, rescue hostages. Then, I was chosen to protect a VIP. All that, not even a scratch.
Hard Knocks is the world's largest indoor combat simulation arena. Experience real-life combat situations with realistic weaponry using no projectiles. Come to Hard Knocks and choose your mission today.
Are you ready to play? Hard Knocks, Beyond Laser Tag, your indoor war.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
Welcome back to Motion Plus Lanes in Cudahy, Wisconsin, as this championship match continues on the strike train, Phil.
Yes, indeed. Brent Boho, his half of the 6th frame, gets his string out to 3 in a row with a perfectly placed strike. 7th frame, let's do it again. String out to 4 in a row and really putting the pressure on Chavez. Chavez gets up in his 7th frame, just a hair to the right. Could have carried that 7-pin. No love from the head pin spinning around in front of it. Chavez directly on that spare, and then stepping up the 8th frame to try to stay alive in this match, down by about 30 pins. Pocket 10 back. Chavez. And there's still a glimmer of hope for Jordan Chavez, but it's going to take some rare mistakes from Brent Boho for that to happen. Right now, Boho leading by 31 pins as he gets up in the 8th frame.
As we like to say, the summer of Boho continues. To watch past telecasts, search us out on YouTube, Essential Bowling Concepts, or on demand. Oh.
And a pretty similar shot to what we saw with Chavez in the 7th frame. That time Boho kind of straightened out the line a little bit, didn't really let it float out to the right. He used a little bit of that carry down, but when that happens, you see all the ball deflection that happened on that shot. Headpin just goes to the sideboard, doesn't do any work on the 7. But with a spare here, he's up by 30 pins with 2 frames to go and can pretty much slam the door on Chavez with a strike in the 9th frame, and that's going to force Chavez to strike out. Right now, Chavez's maximum is 224. Boho's maximum, 244. So the strike here by Boho is really going to force Chavez to get everything the rest of the way out.
A Storm Cup youth champion, Top Gun finalist as well. And that secures it, Phil. Solid pocket strike.
I mean, you can see the difference when these two players with urethane in their hand, how they're playing lanes 3 and 4, and Boho doing it perfectly. Boho's only real errant shot to this point was that barely light hit in the 3rd frame on this lane 3. But he's made the adjustment, and he's gone flush, flush, and flush his next 3 shots on that left lane.
Chavez making the trip from Illinois, crosses over, and he's had this break before, Phil.
He's had a couple of crossovers today. The difference this time is it keeps him alive in this championship. And you just got to come back and refocus and worry about making a good shot on the next one. Can't dwell on past mistakes. Not to be too cliche, Van, but he needs right now 220s, 224 is his maximum. And if he does that, it's going to force Brent Boho to strike in the first ball of the 10th to lock up the championship. Boho, if he were to go spare strike, would be 224 as well. So this, the shot of the season so far for Chavez.
To stay alive.
Over
Needs
the
a
top.
strike. Oh, no. Knew it when he let it go.
You saw the follow-through abbreviated. You saw the thumb kind of point down a little bit. Just pressure maybe got to him a little bit, and he just came over the top of it. And next thing you know, you're through the nose, you leave a 3-6, and any chance you had for a championship is now gone away.
Jordan would like to thank Coach Kevin Coleman for everything that he's done. His parents for always supporting him, and also a big thank you to Mr. Brent Boho for bringing him today. So he made the road trip down to Illinois, picked him up,
Oh, yeah.
brought him up.
Good friends. I mean, I'll tell you what. Come out your first 2 games under TV lights ever for Chavez on a very tough condition, that something that you'd see on the PBA Tour. Very similar to, and to put it, hopefully 2 games over 200. If he strikes here, he's got 202.
Very bright future for
Yeah,
Jordan Chavez.
It's a, even though you finished in second place, you still got to consider it a pretty darn good day.
Absolutely. Messenger, come on. No parting gift today, Phil.
Still 201 and that $100 Visa gift card for Chavez, and I think he got a high five gear gift certificate in game 1 yet, or in game 2. Yes, he did.
Yes,
so
he did. So
it's a pretty good day. 9 games of practice right before these young players left for Junior Gold in Cleveland, on 3 different conditions, plus all the extra prizes thanks to our sponsors with Hard Knocks. Opening soon out in Pewaukee, the best laser tag you'll ever experience.
Pew, pew.
And High Five Gear, Todd Molbeck and his staff, thanks once again for all you do, not just for our tournaments, but for all of bowling.
I know the kids love it. Always great products over there at High Five Gear, Wisconsin's very own.
And you see Bo here still taking his time. Hey, he knows he's got the match won, but still wants to work on every little bit of his game that he can. Can't blame him at this point in time. It's his victory lap.
And you're going to try some new and different things, because there's always another competition right around the corner.
Absolutely. I mean, anything that all these young players we saw on TV with Brent Boho and Jordan Chavez and Jeremy Hodgson and Billy Hibbert, if there's something to bowl where they're not in one of their high school or collegiate matches on a weekend, they're out there bowling it. They're traveling. I'm sure Brent probably put about 15,000 miles on his vehicle last year, driving around the Midwest just for bowling tournaments alone. And he wanted to make sure he thanked his mom, Kim. You see Kim with her head in her hand for some reason in the background. I think she'd be ecstatic right now with her son's victory here today. But long day for the parents as well out here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a grind, not just for the bowlers, but for family and spectators. And
But how about this summer for Brent? 5 championship matches in 5 Hard Knocks Road to Gold tournaments we've had here on Spectrum Sports, and he takes home the championship in 2 of them. And it just goes to show, you can be the best out there, get to those championship matches. You got to be able to seal the deal, and I think we'll see Brent doing that more and more.
I will say the gauntlet has been thrown for our future competitions here. We wrap up our 2017 Hard Knocks Road to Gold Boys Final. There's your champion, Mr. Brent Boho out of Sussex, Wisconsin.
My first mission, defuse a bomb. My next mission, rescue hostages. Then, I was chosen to protect a VIP. All that, and not even a scratch.
Hard Knocks is the world's largest indoor combat simulation arena. Experience real-life combat situations with realistic weaponry using no projectiles. Come to Hard Knocks and choose your mission today.
Are you ready to play? Hard Knocks, beyond laser tag, your indoor war.
Why do we have so many of our televised tournaments at Castle Lanes? Because we love being part of the wild side of bowling. If you're ready to get in touch with your wild side, go to castlelanes.com.
Welcome back to Motion Plus Lanes for the wrap-up of the 2017 Hard Knocks Road to Gold Boys Final What a telecast. Again, Brent Boho, 5 for 5 on our telecast, does not let down this time.
No, Jordan Chavez comes out of a tough semifinal match against Jeremy Hodson. Knows he had to throw a lot more strikes. Had a good chance early. Brett Boho had that open frame in the third when he chopped the 2-4 off the 2-4-5. Chavez, though, couldn't get a string of strikes going, and next thing you know, Brent Boho runs a big string, and it's match over by the 10th frame.
Along with the $200 Visa gift card, Phil. What a summer for Mr. Boho, huh?
Well, not just that, but all of our young players. I mean, we couldn't do it without the support of our great sponsors, our great host centers. You know, we had Motion Plus Lanes, Sussex Bowl, Sunset Bowl, AMF Bolero. We always have the support of Phil and Patty Anko at Castle Lanes. We didn't get to them this summer. We're going to be back soon. Don't you worry about that, guys, because we love Castle Lanes. And I'll tell you what, our next season, the 2017-18 season, starting just around the corner, Van.
A very big thank you to all of our proprietors. If it weren't for them, the youth out here wouldn't be getting this additional experience. So for Phil Brilo, the entire crew here at Essential Bowling Concepts, don't forget you can check out the replays on YouTube, even on demand. So have a great day. Take the kids bowling. They'll have fun for a lifetime.